friends of vinyl community. It's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records. It is time for another installment of Vinyl Editions. So this week I've got some cool stuff. We got some new releases, including a brand new album and a reissue. I've got some stuff that I picked up from Acoustic Sounds that I'm excited to show you. And we'll start here. This is an album that I picked up on an online Facebook sale. This is Michael Jackson's Ben. So growing up, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I've been trying to get as much of his catalog as I can. I'm not going to grab everything, but if I see a good deal, I'm going to grab it. I got this one for pretty much what it goes for as far as medium price goes on Discogs, and super happy to add this to my collection. Of course, this is all pre when he was in the Jackson 5 and Jackson's type era. Motown put this out as a soundtrack to a movie called Ben. I've never seen the movie, but something about a rat. Anyway, pick this up on an online sale. Super happy to get it and add it to my Michael Jackson collection. This next one is pretty cool. This is an unofficial pressing of an album that I think is actually pretty good. Most people, don't give it its due, I don't think, and it's too bad. I think if people actually listen to it, the biggest problem is they put the wrong song out as a single when they put this out, and it turned a lot of people off. Now, I don't mind the song. I actually kind of like the song, but a lot of people hate it, and so this didn't get the due that I think it is deserved. But the original pressings of this go for over $200, and it's kind of ridiculous. And they haven't reissued it. I'm guessing it's going to be reissued here in the next couple of years with the passing of Eddie Van Halen. But I'm talking about Van Halen's A Different Kind of Truth. Like I said, this is an unofficial pressing. It just came out this year, and I picked this up. Really happy to get it. It sounds really good. It's on this cool red vinyl, and I'm happy with the purchase. They also released Van Halen 3, which I'm not a big fan of at all. I remember I tried to listen to it for a podcast episode, which you can check out in the archives here, and it's just not my favorite. So the only way I'm going to buy that is if it ever comes out as an official pressing. Then I'll probably add it to my catalog, but I'm not going to buy unofficial is something I'm not going to listen to. This one I will listen to. Really excited about it. It's good. It sounds awesome, but Different Kind of Truth. If you haven't listened to this or kind of left it out of your listing preview because of the single, give it a listen to. I think there's a lot of really good stuff on this album. All right, I picked this up here from Amazon. This is 6AM's The Heroin Diaries, 10th anniversary edition. I just finished listening to the audio book. I have the regular book up in my bookshelf over there, and read that many years ago, and then downloaded the audiobook and listened to that recently and decided to pick this up. I've had it on CD for a long time, but found this on Amazon. It dropped in price for a couple days, and I picked it up, and it's really good. It's a cool press. It sounds really good, and it's on this really neat purple splatter vinyl. So, Heroin Diaries by 6AM, Nikki Sixx. Picked this up from Amazon as well. Super excited. This is Tenacious D, their debut album. So Jack Black and Kyle Glass have this little band that they do. They've made a movie, The Pick of Destiny, and they work together on all sorts of stuff. But this is their side band. I'm sure everyone knows who that is, but if you don't, it's a comedy thing. Very explicit. They do swear quite a bit on this album. But it's a fun album. The song Tribute is fantastic. Wonder Boy is fantastic. Just a really good album. So super excited to have this in my collection now. All right, I stopped out at Mill City Sound this last weekend to pick up one of the Rhino reissues. We'll get to that, but I also picked up a couple other things. This is Chris Robinson Brotherhood, also known as CRB. This is Phosphorescent Harvest, a really good album. This is a first press of the album on orange vinyl. There are issues with the first press, and I do have a copy that has some issues on it, but it's not enough to upset me. It's really only affecting side 3 on this album, and it only affects, I think, the first song. There is some interesting noise in there, but again, whatever. It didn't bother me enough to want to send it back and that I won't listen to it again. I know it bothers a lot of people though, but they did recognized the fault in it, and they did put out a repress of it fairly quickly afterwards. But somehow there are still first press editions getting into the supply chain, and I ended up with one, and whatever, it's fine. So that's CRB Phosphorescent Harvest. And then I also picked up CRB's Any Way You Love, We Know How You Feel, another really great album from the band. Cool gatefold. This one I think is just on black wax, yeah. But these guys are fantastic. If you love the Black Crowes, this is Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes, lead singer, and his side project after the Black Crowes split up, and it's really, really good. Good music, good bluesy southern rock. Yeah, so happy to pick those up. And then this is what I went for. This is Dire Straits On Every Street. This is the only Dire Straits album, as far as studio albums go, that I did not have currently a copy of. So when Rhino reissued this, I thought it was really awesome. Picked it up. Side one has a couple of noises in the first 2 tracks, but I think it just needs a good deep cleaning, so I'll give that a try. But otherwise, this thing sounds really, really good and amazing. And it's a good album. So another one of those that I don't think got its due. Came out in 1990, and I think by then people had kind of written them off. But anyway, all right, another brand new release that just came out on Friday. This is awesome. This is the Dead Daisies Holy Ground. If you don't know what the Dead Daisies are, the Dead Daisies are a band. It was really started by by Doug Aldridge, and he is... Well, he was in a couple other bands. The big one was, I'm trying to think of it. I'll think of it. But he kind of has a round table of musicians who come through here. The last singer they had was John Corabi. John Corabi is one of my favorites from Motley Crue days. He replaced Vince Neil for the one album in 1994, and just phenomenal singer, and he was the lead singer prior to this album. He left the band, and they replaced him with the legendary Glenn Hughes of Deep Purple, and he is the singer and bass player now on this album, and this is awesome. It is awesome. Great album. Glenn still has the vocals. It's unbelievable listening to him sing, and yeah, just really, really good. But fantastic. The drummer in here is Dean Castronovo, who played in Bad English. Also, I think had some stints in Journey and a couple other bands as well. But yeah, this is great. If you like hard rock music, this is good hard rock music. And Glenn Hughes is phenomenal on here, so check that out. All right, I also placed an order with Acoustic Sounds recently. There was a video done by Mazzy and Michael from Germany, who is an audiophile, big time into audiophile stuff, and they did their favorite audiophile releases. And one of them was an album that I really wanted to get after listening to him really kind of put it over big time. So I have searched for it and found it only on Acoustic Sounds in stock, but I wanted to find other things, and so it's been a couple months now, and I decided to go through and kind of see what they had in there, and I found some really cool stuff. We'll start here. This is Lindsey Ortega, and this is Faded Gloryville. So Lindsey Ortega is a singer-songwriter, and they put her kind of in the folky country rock all over the place. Really fascinating, real good voice. I was turned on to her by one of the members in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and I bought one of her albums that's easily available and loved it, just really loved it. And so I've been trying to find more of her stuff, but it's very difficult to find, and I finally did find this on Acoustic Sounds, so I put that in my cart right away. This is great. Really enjoyed listening to this. The other one that I picked up that I was super pumped about is this one here. This is Amanda Shires, My Piece of Land. Amanda Shires is a phenomenal fiddle player. She's on all sorts of albums, especially in the country world, playing fiddle for all sorts of different bands. She is now married to Jason Isbell, who's one of my favorite songwriters, and they write a couple of the tunes on here together, and she writes the rest of them herself, and she's phenomenal. So I got turned on to her through a Instagram ad. listened to her album, really enjoyed it, bought another one of her albums, and then this is one I've had on my wish list for a long time, but it's never ever in stock anywhere, and I was quite surprised when I saw that Acoustic Sounds had it in stock. It's only ever had one pressing. It's from 2016, and it's only had one pressing on vinyl and one pressing on CD, so not exactly one that's easy to find, I would say, but super pumped to have finally got this. It's really good. Listened to it the other day and enjoyed it quite a bit, so super happy to have this in my collection as well. While I was there, I found this and decided to pick this up as well. This is Everclear's So Much for the Afterglow. This one and the previous album to it were released on vinyl recently by Intervention Records, and so I saw this there and picked it up, added it to my list, and yeah, super pumped to give this a spin. I've heard good reviews on these pressings. And then the album that I was after is this here, Carly Simon's No Secrets. This was the one that broke her, this album with You're So Vain on it, and after hearing Michael talk about how amazing this sounds, I had to find it. This is the Speaker's Corner repress of this album, and according to Michael, it's the best sounding version of this album that is out there, so I am super excited to put this on and give this a listen, to give it another listen as far as hearing it for different. The copy I have is pretty beat up and old, so happy to replace it with this. Yeah, really excited about it. So this is what I was after, and really glad I finally have it. Love the old Butterfly label, and really looking forward to hearing it. If it's as good as Michael says, I'm going to be quite a happy camper with this purchase. So there you have it. That is everything that I picked up over the last week or so. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Love interacting with everybody in the vinyl community. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you along for the ride. So thanks for watching, and until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.